In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful. Being intelligent is a great honor. It is really something great because obviously we don't have to fight and we don't have to contest and to fight to survive mere by physical means. Emotional power and that mental power that is called intelligence is very important. And here there is another intelligence as well, and that intelligence is called the emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is it is being considered as more important than even the IQ, than the intelligence quotient. Emotional intelligence AI and emotional quotient EQ, that is far more important even than IQ, than the intelligence. So here there is an article of Paul Bryan's, Paul Bryan. There's a beautiful article by Paul Bryan, and here Paul Bryan has done a sort of research in the field of the emotional intelligence, and he has come to a conclusion that there are 10 personality traits. If at all these 10 personality traits are found in someone else, it actually means that the person is a very emotionally intelligent person. And let me assure you that each and every emotionally intelligent person lives happily. Not only that they lives happily, rather they enjoy the good relationship with other people as well. Every emotionally intelligent person finds it easy to connect with the people, to make relationship with the people, to stay happy with the people, either with the people or even on their own as well. So for that all reason, it is really important to become an emotionally intelligent person. Although it is to a great extent it is natural, but still we can cultivate it as well, we can do it as well, we can develop it as well, we can somehow I don't say that we, if at all we someone else is absolutely unintelligent, then he she will become very much intelligent just by reading and just by listening. But it will help us a lot, particularly the people who are somewhat serious about it. And here, Paul Bryan, writes first of all that he says that attentiveness. We need to become attentive. We don't need to become unattentive. We need to become attentive. We need to pay attention. Actually, we need to pay attention to the situation, and being attentiveness, being alert. Actually, I shall call it being alert. That is really important. And if at all we are alert, obviously we will be able to notice. We will be able to notice the things. Otherwise, it will be not that easy. And being attentive, and the second thing he writes is openness. Openness. Mean, if at all we want to connect well with the people, we do have to become slightly open. I'm not suggesting, Paul Bryan is not suggesting that we need to tell everything else to everyone else. That's not the case at all. But somehow, if at all we do keep ourselves absolutely concealed, hidden, we cannot move forward at all. But if at all we are working, if at all we are somewhat open, then too people will come close to us and they will like to get, they will like to stay close to us as well. So that is, after being attentiveness, the second most important thing is to be open, somewhat openness. The third thing is that we need to become self aware. Paul Bryan says that on the one hand, we need to become self aware. Why? Because if at all we don't know ourselves well, who will who will be able to know us well? So we need to become self aware. What sort of aptitude do I have? What sort of thinking do I have? What sort of attitudes do I have? Etc. Everything else about ourself. We need to become self-aware person, and for every person, it is important, most important. It is most important for every person to become self-aware you know f- f- the f- the third thing is that self awareness. The fourth is social awareness. Not only that we need to become aware about ourselves, We need to become socially aware as well. What is going on in the society? What the people around me are doing, the kind of people they are, the kind of aptitude and attitude these people are having, etc. So that is really important that we need to become socially aware. What are the trends actually? What are the things which are liked in the society, and what are the things which are disliked and hated upon, looked down upon, despised upon in the society? And that is the social. The fifth thing is that honesty. If at all we are honest, we have a lot. But if at all, unfortunately, we are dishonest, so we don't have anything else at all. And then after that, it is the clear communication. We need to be able to communicate clearly. That is really, really important. Being able to communicate clearly, it is very, very important, and very, very important indeed. And clear communication, it is a great gift of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because there are people who are not having so good communication skills. They keep talking, they keep telling, but it is of little use, and they are still unsuccessful in putting their point across. So it is really important that we have clear communication. Is the point number six. Point number seven is courageous about conflicts. All of us have certain types of conflicts with one person or the another person, but most of the people, they are not so courageous. Being courageous does not mean that we have to fight and to physically fight with the people, not at all. We should be clear enough and courageous enough to express our opinion, to tell the people, to put our point across. And that is meant by being courageous about our conflicts. We have to identify, we have to tell, we have to admit that yes, there are certain conflicts, and this is the conflict. We must be very courageous about telling other people that there are conflict, and this is the conflict, and this is the sort of difference of opinion, and we should be courageous. Does not mean impolite, but we need to become very firm, very clear, very firm about our conflicts. And then, obviously, this was seven, and number 8 point is responsible enough. We must be having the sense of responsibility. Having the sense of responsibility, it actually means that we are dependable person. We can be depended upon. Otherwise, we cannot be depended upon at all. We are not a dependable person at all. If at all, we are not a responsible person. So it actually means that we cannot be given a good responsibility at all. And every title, every honor come with a responsibility. So please understand it well. And this is the responsible person. And the number 9 is critical thinking. We need to criticize ourselves as well. We don't need to become overcritical about us at all, but we must have some sort of critical thinking about we ourselves. Mean we need to identify where I was wrong, where I am wrong. If at all we are not self-critical, then the other people will become overly critical about us. So we don't have to provide them with this opportunity. So we need to develop the self-critical thinking. Critical, yes, critical, critical thinking, critical thinking about ourselves. Then the last is emotional discipline. What is this emotional discipline, by the way? If at all we are having some sort of conflict with someone else, and we shouldn't get angry so soon, so instantly. We shouldn't be that much flammable at all. Mean we should control ourselves, being able to control our emotions, and whether we are angry over someone, or we are in love with someone, whatever we are doing, we must control ourselves emotionally, and our emotions should not be uncontrollable at all. We should learn to control our emotions. That is very, very important. And now we are going to have a quick revision about these 10 points. First of all, Paul Bryan says that attentiveness. We must have attentiveness. The second thing he says is the openness. And the third thing he says is that self awareness. The fourth thing he says the social awareness. And then he says the honesty. And then he says the clear communication. And then he says that courageous about conflicts. And then he says the responsible attitude, the being having a sense of responsibility. And then he says it is the you can see that critical thinking about ourselves, and then obviously it is the emotional discipline, critical thinking about ourselves as well as about the other people. So it is so, like, as far being the emotionally intelligent person is concerned, the 10 personality traits which tells us that somebody is the an emotionally intelligent person. And this was a beautiful, very very important article written by the Paul Bryan. Thank you.